Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, XRP, and Bitcoin Cash. So those are the three we're going to look at today. We're really going to zoom in, focus on them. And what I'm liking that I'm seeing right now, guys, is that we're still trading up above this trend line that we ended up breaking right here. So these were our lower highs, and we got up above that trend line, which we had not been up above since... Guys, basically it started June 26, 2019, and we were trading below it all the way until October 26, 2019. So you can see that is a pure intermediate term downtrend that we were dealing with. And we finally got back up above it. And that's why I'm really watching this on the one-day chart. So when we're looking at Bitcoin, everything today is going to be off the one-day chart. We're stepping back, really paying attention to it. And guys, if you get something out of this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Appreciate you all being here with me today. I know we all each have only so much time, and for you guys to spend 10-15 minutes a day with me, I appreciate that. So what we're looking at here, guys, this is about the fourth candle today that is up above this trend line. So you see we had a really long wick in the video yesterday. We measured that. It was about 13%. So that's showing a lot of manipulation there. It also showed that a lot of shorts were open. So there's profit taking, and there are also shorts being open up in those areas. You can see people were probably counting on this big chunk right here to be pretty strong overhead resistance. And since we ended up going from about $7,300 all the way up to about $10,500 in the matter of 2 days, that's pretty crazy, guys. And you're always going to have that profit taking or people jumping into shorts. But what I want to see is for us to stay up above this trend line, guys. Stay up above the 50-day moving average here in pink. So we're still up above that. We're up above the 200 EMA in white. We're up above the 9 EMA, and we're up above the 20 EMA. So that's good. And you're looking at right here, we potentially could get the 20 EMA to cross over top of that 200, which would be a really nice thing for us to have happen, because that's more of our short to intermediate term trend follower, and if it can cross over top of that 200-day, that's going to be significant for us. And what I really, guys, one of the biggest things that you can see here in the way that this may have been our bottom here, now we're going to start making that higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low pattern, is the fact that this bullish engulfing candle came on such strong volume. And bullish engulfing candles, a lot of times you'll see that at the bottom of downtrends. If you get a strong bullish engulfing candle with follow through like we ended up getting, that can be a sign that maybe that was our bottom. Am I saying that for sure yet? I'm not, guys. Remember, I'm not your financial advisor. There's still a lot to play out here in the next few days to come, because whenever we get these pumps, a lot of times it'll take 7, 8, 9 days to shake out and determine if we're going to end up going higher, or if it was some type of market manipulation. We're just going to start dumping back down farther, because that's what the whales will like to do, guys. They will pump it up real hard, real fast, and then they'll rip it back out and make people FOMO in, and then basically you're caught with the bag. You're holding the bag. So that's what we really want to be careful of. But this was significant. So in terms of the bullish things we have going for us, we're up above all the moving averages now. So that's number one. Number two, we have a bullish engulfing candle on significant volume. And then number three, we are up above this trend line, which we had been below for so long. We're finally trading up above it. But the close today is going to be important, guys. We want to basically stay up above that and not see a lot of rejection, because we do have a lot of wicks up here. And whenever you have a lot of wicks, typically we end up getting pushed to the downside. You see over here we had a lot of wicks. We ended up getting pushed to the downside. A lot of wicks here, pushed to the downside. So typically when you do see those wicks, you're going to get pushed to the downside a lot of times. When you see them down low and we have a lot of wicks, say down in this area, a lot of times that means we'll be most likely heading to the upside there. But it's all still up in the air right now. Just be patient, be cautious in the position that you're playing right now. I think a really good spot to be is just to wait to see what Bitcoin's next move is. Right now, like I said, guys, I took profits from the shorts I was in, and now I'm still just sitting in cash, being very patient, waiting for the next opportunity to strike with Bitcoin, whether it be long or short. I don't care. It doesn't really matter. I just want that volatility. Obviously, in the long term, I want Bitcoin to go up, but in terms of just trading, guys, I just want another strong move with volatility, either to the upside or the downside here. So that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin right now, guys. Not going to get into too many indicators. They're all the same as what we looked at yesterday, so nothing too crazy there. My opinion, it's watching price action and seeing where this candle is going to close today. If we're going to continue to have a lot of rejection right here, or if we're going to finally get bought back up and have a higher close than what we ended up having yesterday. Yesterday we closed at around $9,200, so we are up a little bit today, and that's what we want to see. We want to see it get moving here. So the next one we're going to go to is XRP. And guys, you like me covering XRP, smash that like button. Let me know down low what you think about it. So overall with XRP, what we're still looking at, this purple trend line here, guys, that's what must hold. This is our short-term uptrend. Remember, we look at these trends like rivers. They start small and then they get bigger and bigger and bigger until you basically have the Amazon River like we had for the bear market for Bitcoin, where you're just getting pushed down, the river's down, and that is what it is. Guys are shorting off the 50-day moving average, and that's what you just have to deal with. So we want to change the trend, and we want to change it in the short term first, then we want to get into that intermediate term. And what we ended up having here, guys, from June 22nd all the way till our bottom there around September 24th, we're in that intermediate downtrend here, and we're having those lower highs and lower lows. And now what we're having is higher highs and higher lows on this minor scale, and that's what we're looking for. And basically what we were looking at yesterday for XRP is we're getting slammed and pushed or squeezed in between the 50-day, the 20-day, the 9, and then the 200s acting as overhead resistance. So we're getting a lot of pinch in between here. Whenever you get pinched, you're going to be looking for that break. And you can see, guys, that this 31 cents is very significant. We talked about that. And I'm going to put this as overhead resistance. And the reason why I say that, and let me turn it red here, is do you see all the wicks along here? So each time we're trying to get up there, we're trying to test that overhead resistance around 31 and that 200-day moving average, but we're seeing some rejection right now, so we have to be patient. Am I saying we're going to roll over? I'm not, guys. We have more of an opportunity to move to the upside, in my opinion, from where we're at right now than we do to the downside, given the fact we're up above the 9, the 20, and the 50-day moving average, and they're acting as support for us right now. And where I have my alarms for XRP to the upside, we have it at 0.319, and then to the downside, I have it at around 28 cents. Either way, I want to be alerted, because typically, guys, when you get squeezed like this, the break, when it happens, it's going to be very strong and aggressive, either that upside or back down here to maybe even test this 50-day moving average again, or this trend line with XRP. But you can see how the trend is changing, and that's what we're looking for here, guys. This was such an aggressive downtrend. We went from about 50 cents all the way down to 21 cents. I mean, that's a huge loss, guys, if you just suffer through these things. And that's where I wanted to try to teach people how to trade and the different things to look for. You know, in terms of technical analysis, you're never going to be 100% right. That's not the game. What you want to do is put the odds in your favor. And if you put the odds in your favor over the long run, and that's what we're looking for, the long run, you're going to be more successful. It's just like if you had 100 white jelly beans in a bag and you had 50 black jelly beans in a bag. Yeah, you could pull 10 black jelly beans out, but over time, your odds are going to be much better that you would end up picking a white jelly bean. And that's the same deal here. You want to put the odds in your favor. Next thing we're going to do here is get into a few indicators. And what we're going to look at first for XRP is our relative strength index. And same deal, you can see overall our strength has been rising right down in here. These are our higher lows, and this is the trend line that I want to see respected. This is just a rough one here, guys. Just going to do a rough trend line. But that's what I want to see respected. I don't want to start breaking back down through that. Same with this trend line. We don't want to start breaking down through that, because that could mean lower lows. Because we still, at this moment, guys, in the intermediate term here, we do still have a lower high than what we had here. So it is possible that we could set that lower low. Do I think that's going to happen? As of right now, I don't. But it's something that I still put on my radar, guys. I plan for everything in this market. I have 10 different moves to the upside. I have 10 to the downside. And I also plan for the sideways, when you just need to stay out of the market and say, I'm going to sit here and watch. And when I get one of these alerts, I'm going for it. I'm going to slam on the gas, smash on the gas, and let's make a move. So that's the way that I like to play things. And then we'll look at our MACD, see what's happening there. Guys, and with our MACD, pull that up there. I'm sorry, my computer's running a little bit slower here. Alright, so guys, the MACD, the histogram is starting to tick to the negative here. So let me pull this up for us so we can really take a look at this. So what I do like, though, and I like to draw trend lines on our MACD right here. This is the trend line I want to see respected. I want to see the MACD stay up above this. We don't want to start having breaks down below that. That's going to be important for us, guys. So we had that bullish divergence there to where price was going down, but we were climbing up. Now the histogram is starting to tick down to the negative there, so we have to be careful with where we're at, and the MACD lines are kissing right now. So it's not going to tell us a ton, but we want to pay attention to this trend line. If you've never played it like that, it can be very significant to play trend line breaks on the MACD. So that's XRP right now, guys. We're just really looking to see if we can get over top of that 31. And like I said, alarms are at 31.9. And then my other alarm is going to be at 28 cents is what I'm looking for. And then, guys, let's get into Bitcoin Cash here. And if you like me covering Bitcoin Cash, guys, let me know down low. Smash that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll get into it. So with Bitcoin Cash, there it is, guys. We're at $285 right now. And what I like about Bitcoin Cash is that we did break out from this intermediate term downtrend. And when we broke out of it, guys, we are actually up above that 5% that we were looking for. Remember how I've talked about whenever you have a trend line break, you want to see it close by 5% of the price of Bitcoin Cash. That's what you want to see. So what we're going to do here, and I just want to show this to you, so we're going to take 285, let's do a rough estimate here, 285 times 0.05. And what that's going to show you is about $14, $14.25 is what we're looking for. So if we can close up above this trend line by $14.25, that would be a true trend line break, and you can see that it's coming on volume. Now, we have the 200-day moving average acting as overhead resistance, but it's nice to see that we ended up, guys, breaking at about 264, and right now we're at 285, so that's more than our 5% that we need, but we need to close where we're at today. If we start dropping back down, then we're going to be in some type of trouble here. But it's nice to see that we're finally breaking out of this trend line. That's a big deal for us, and we're challenging that 200-day moving average. We're up above our 9 EMA, we're up above our 20 EMA, we're up above our 50 moving average. So those are all good things that Bitcoin Cash has going for. And now we're trying to change that trend into those higher highs and higher lows, because as of right now, we're still having lower highs. You can see our high here in the intermediate term is still lower than that. So it's going to be important where we set that nice higher low, guys. That's what I'm going to be looking for and paying a lot of attention to. Next, I want to go into a few indicators here for us. And why Bitcoin Cash has been so tough, guys, it's almost looked like just a massive head and shoulders pattern. So here's our left shoulder that we'd be looking at on heavy volume. So that's textbook there. That's what you're looking for. Then we almost kind of had this double head here. So this is an odd one, but you can see it came on good volume. And typically the head is going to be the second most volume that you'll have compared to the left shoulder. And then what we had was our right shoulder here with less volume. And we actually broke down through here. And it was looking like we were going to form some type of a bear flag almost. And then we had that bullish engulfing candle come in. Bitcoin started to run. Everything started to run. And now we're moving back to the upside. So that is a good thing. But I also wanted to pay attention to our Fibonacci. So if we take our Fibonacci from our swing low up to our swing high, we broke down through that 0.618. That was at $244. So that was a sign, guys. When we were below that, a lot of people were nervous. We were looking down here to that 0.786 as a potential. But it was good that Bitcoin stepped up and that whale stepped in, and we really had a push to the upside, because things could have gotten very ugly for Bitcoin Cash here if we made another leg down there, which was very possible if Bitcoin didn't make the move that it ended up making. But now what we're challenging is this 50. The 0.5 at $297, which is going to correlate with that white 200 EMA, is going to be overhead resistance. So overhead resistance, we got to get above the 0.5, that 297, and that 200-day EMA. And then to the downside, we want to see that 0.618 at $244 hold. That's going to be important for us. Next, we're going to look at a few indicators, see how those are shaking out. Let's take a look at our RSI first. RSI is at 68 right now. Remember, 70 is going to be overbought. Now, typically in crypto, guys, what I like to do, I kind of consider 80 overbought and 20 oversold, just due to the volatility in this market. I feel like it works a little better than that 70 and 30, because a lot of times you can see 70 and you'll get out, you say, okay, we're overbought and I'm going to get out, and then all of a sudden it runs up into the 90s and you missed a massive move that, you know, in Bitcoin Cash maybe went from 287 up to $350 or something crazy like that, $400, because it moves really fast. So that's what I like to do in terms of the RSI, but we are at 68 right now. More room to run to the upside? Absolutely, but we are starting to get to that overbought territory, so I want you to be aware of that. And then on the RSI, guys, you can see right there, overhead resistance is going to be around 89, which we've gotten up to before. So that's definitely in the cards. Next one we're going to look at is our MACD. With the MACD, histogram moving to the upside, had a beautiful bullish cross right in this area here, and ever since then, we've just been moving strong to the upside there. So guys, for me, Bitcoin Cash needs to get up above that 200 EMA. We need to close up above it, and we need to stay up above it. Because remember, you can't be in a full bull market unless you're up above that 200-day moving average. That is a long-term investor's moving average, guys, along with the 50 moving average, which is going to be that intermediate term trend that a lot of traders look for. So we're up above both of those now. We need to see where we end up closing day. We're up 9%. We're at $289. Guys, it's 12:29 p.m. Eastern Time. It's October 29th, 2019. Didn't want to keep you too long here. I apologize. We're at 15 minutes, but I wanted to get through these things, and I want to show you what I'm looking at and the different things that I'm doing. Like I said, for Bitcoin right now, I'm patiently waiting to see which way we're going to end up breaking, and then I'm going to make some moves off of that. I just want to be careful. That's one thing I've learned in this market. Never FOMO, guys. So be careful. Take a look at this. Let's see if Bitcoin Cash can really get this moving here. Get up above that 200-day moving average, guys. Then we can start challenging, some areas maybe around that 345 up to around 423, and then maybe that 486 is what we'd be looking at. So let me know down below, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless you all.